there really wasn't a modern Unix tool specifically for JSON, just because JSON is more of a modern format that didn't exist back when these tools were written. So JQ has placed itself. Now, there are alternatives to JQ, which aren't on this repo, but maybe we can get into that at some other point. There's people who are trying to provide different ways of slicing and dicing JSON. So on a similar vein, there is an alternative to curl. And there's lots of alternatives to curl. Of course, we know wget, but that's not a modern alternative. Those two go back. More modern than those is HTTPie. HTTPIE is how you spell it. And that's like just a very stark, less verbose way of just like requesting HTTP resources. And that's been around for a little while. What's newer and I think more interesting from that is this project, which I actually didn't know anything about until I hit this repo, the modern Unix repo, is Curlie. Curlie. And Curlie is an attempt to take what was cool about HTTPie, which is really a simplified HTTP client for the command line, but doesn't provide very many of the facility. I mean, we all know how many things you can do with curl. It's incredibly featureful. And HTTPie didn't really have a lot of those things, so whenever you needed like slightly more functionality, you'd have to abandon ship and go back to curl. And Curlie is an attempt of kind of providing the best of both worlds. And so it gives you what they say the power of curl and the ease of use of HTTPie. The cool thing about that is it's actually just a front end for curl. So how do you get the power of curl? Well, you don't re-implement it. you wrapper it. And so everything inside of Curlie, every command that you come up with in Curlie, you can actually pass it a flag that says, show me which command you're generating for curl, which I thought that was a really cool way of like kind of eventually just learning what it is that it's generating for you. Maybe you decide, I don't need this anymore because I've learned. So it's kind of cool that way. Definitely, this is one that I would use. I did download it. I've been using it today. And it's kind of one I think would stick with me because I do like just the simplification of that command line, but still being able to reach under the covers when I need to.
Yeah, I love that feature of just echoing out the actual raw command that it runs for curl. But I haven't heard of that one before, but yeah, I'm going to check that one out.